welcome back to the Imaginary Gallery. It's TJ again. Tonight is a quick reminder of just how evil, wicked, and twisted the covert narcissist really is. Many times it doesn't hit you until long after the fact, but I'm here to display it for you in a quick and easy way to understand it and exactly comprehend what you went through. We can picture ourselves sitting down in front of the television watching a movie, and you're watching the movie and you see some lady minding her own business, doing her own thing in her home, and then you see some man with a mask on or with a disguise or a coat or a hood or something who sneaks by this lady's house and looks in and sees her. Well, this masked man proceeds to sneak in a window or crawl in a back door or a window well or something, and obviously has intentions to hurt this poor little lady who's minding her own business. So he comes in, and maybe she hears a sound, she hears a footstep, whatever the case is, she's on alert. And, well, he goes on in and proceeds to find where she is in the house, and at this point she is tuned in to the fact that something's up. Well, he comes into the room wherever she is, and he chases after her, knocks her over, smashes her face in, and she falls over. Well, he may be attempting to attack her further, and somehow she happens to reach out and grab some pot or pan or some object, and she slams him over the head with it. And what does he do? He becomes enraged, and then he strangles her and beats her and attacks her and so on. But what I've just described to you is the way that the narcissistic, personality disordered, covert sometimes or overt, how they will behave. And it involves the sense of entitlement as well, because if we take that narcissistic person and set them down in front of a movie screen, and they see the poor little lady being attacked, like we just described, and then sees her grab the pan and bash him in the head, he'll probably be saying, "Yeah, get him! Yes, you deserve it! He deserved it!" Yet, strangely enough, they do not transmit or translate that same mentality when looking at their own behavior. Because because they're covert, they're not going to be sneaking in your house and bashing you on the head with a pan. Their approach is much more subtle, where they zoom into your life with a bouquet of flowers and compliments and fictitious behaviors to get closer to you, and then they proceed over the time period of many weeks or months secretly doing things that will destroy you when you find out about them. But it's an interesting parallel to the fake movie scenario, because the movie scenario is obviously overt. Sure, the killer's sneaking in, but once he finds his target, he grabs her and does his thing. But with the covert narcissist, they're much more subtle. They're going to do it and kill you with kindness along the way, so by the time you finally figure out they've been draining your bank account and poisoning your pet and stealing things from you when you're not looking, well, it's much different. But the point of the matter here is to look at how evil, wicked, and twisted they are, because when they're watching the movie, they can clearly see how the perpetrator deserves that bash in the head. But when it's themselves doing it in a covert manner to their poor target, many times targets will catch on. Targets will put pieces together. Targets will realize that nobody who really cares about me as much as this one says it does would ever do A, B, C, and D. So they will grow some balls and they do something to the predator. And what does the predator do? To your face at the moment, it may just pretend like, oh, that doesn't bother me. But then when you least expect it, they've got some evil, wicked, twisted punishment set up and designed for you, because how dare you counterattack them? And see, that's their sense of entitlement. They feel that if they see other people wronging other people, they can call it out and say, that's terrible, they shouldn't do that. Yet when this person is wronging you, it's like totally 100% acceptable. And if you dare counter it or fight back, well, you're going to be punished. And it's just sickening if you think about it, because it's really twisted. Because a regular person with empathy would, let's say he's that killer in the house strangling the lady and beating her over the head, and then she takes the pan and hits him, and during the course of his attack to her, you would think that at some point he would realize the reality of the situation and think something in his brain like, this lady just hit me, I'm going to strangle her, but wait a second. If somebody strangled me, I might grab a pot or pan and hit them too. Oh, this lady's simply defending herself. She didn't know I was coming. Oh, well, no wonder I need to get out of here. But no, they don't do that stuff. Their brain does not think that way. Their brain thinks I'm going to get her, I'm going to strangle her, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and if she dares fight, I will punish her. And again, this is designed to show you just how sick, twisted, and evil this personality type is. They behave in ways towards others that they would never want someone to behave towards themselves. Yet, it's mysteriously and strangely perfectly fine. And it's sickening. So think about someone you knew who didn't come in your house and bash you over the head, but they came into your home slowly and slithered their way into your life to get involved in every aspect possible, and proceeded to destroy and tear things apart in private. And let's say you did catch one instance and say, hey, you did this, how could you do this? And what happened? You were punished as a result. And it was probably a covert punishment. So it didn't just grab a pot and pan and bash you in the head, it just sat there and made a fake excuse for, oh, I did do that, but it was just because of this. Get over it, I'm over it. And then you think, oh, well, that must not have bothered him or her, because look at that reaction. But little do you know, later on down the line, this person had some plans for you to be paid back. They're vindictive, evil people who create the situation to begin with by aggressing covertly against you, and then if you dare to fight back, well, they believe you deserve full punishment, and it never seems to occur to them that they should not have been scamming, destroying, or doing whatever they're doing to you to begin with. That's never considered. It's as if it's understood they're going to scam you, and you better not argue, and you better not figure them out or call them out on anything. And again, it's a display, an illustration of how evil, twisted, and disgusting this particular group of people are. Stay away from them. Put them in their place, and then run before the punishment comes. Good evening.
And all this talk you give me about your emotions, give me a break. I don't know what you're fucking talking about. I don't want to hear that crap.
That's another reason why I had to discard you. You asked way too many questions. You were way too nosy, and because you didn't trust me, you forced me to do untrustworthy things. So I hope you feel really good about that, because I was the best thing that ever happened to you. And you ruined it because of your nosiness and making up all that stuff in your head. Well, you gave me some really good ideas, so I went ahead and went through with them. And again, they never would have happened if you wouldn't have opened your big mouth.
Well, I hope you find what it is you're after. Especially with your paranoid nature and all. Maybe you'll find somebody who will take you. You had your chance with me. I would have been the best thing that ever happened to you, but you blew it. Sorry. But again, not my fault. I would have been there for you forever if you just minded your own goddamn business.
Oh, don't you worry. I am a firm believer that what goes around comes around.
You know I never loved you. Deal with it. Ah!